Hi everyone, so today in class we went over anatomy and physiology. So if you have this textbook, Anatomy and Physiology 2nd edition, then you should be able to follow along pretty good. So Professor Gary talked a lot about varying topics. So as far as what's important, it's going to be a couple of things. It's going to be straight anatomy and physiology, however you spell that. And what we're going to be talking about today, at least, is cell to organism structure and function on a basic level. So you can read that. It's basically structure and function on a basic level. So he went over things like pH, the pH scale, how it's a logarithmic scale based on H plus ions. He went over the definition of anatomy and physiology. He also went over the essential, I call them ingredients, but really it's what makes up our ability to survive and our ability to be homeostatically efficient. So, big things are 1, the cell to the organism, structure and function. 2, the pH scale that is logarithmic, it's based on H plus ions. 3, anatomy and physiology itself, the definition that we went over in class, as well as for the general overview of what we need for this paramedic course, as well as the essential ingredients of life. So number 1, this textbook here goes over the introduction to human anatomy and physiology. Honestly, the way that Gary does it, he kind of gives you a very in-depth overview. However, when we take the state exam, when we take the REMSCO exam, as well as based on protocols and everything like that, you're not going to need all of that in-depth information. So, at least for this video, it's just about what we went over today that's pertaining to our job as a paramedic and understanding what we need for essentially taking exams and things like that. So, you have a little guy named H2O. So H2O is this smiley guy right here. And H2O is made up of polar and non-polar molecules. So, originally the way that we as human beings get water is usually like our kitchen sink or something like that. You turn on the faucet, whatever it may be, and you have your water. However, what we need to know is that hydrogen ions, or H+, makes the H2O actually acidic if you increase the amount of H+ ions, obviously. However, you have oxygen which according to this textbook let's just find the page here so that you can follow along a little bit smoothly here. Which is around page 30. Has oxygen being minus. So you have a molecule now that is extremely neutral, very accessible to the human body, and that's really is what's gonna matter at the end of the day. So that's what's gonna give us the pH of 7, because we're balancing out the negatives and the positives. So what's acidic and what's basic. Next thing you need to know is that for our human body, little box looking character here, likes to be from 7.35 to 7.45 on the pH scale. Optimally 7.4 on the pH scale. So